Imagine a country born from the ashes of an empire. Czechoslovakia, where Czechs and Slovaks with different histories and dreams united in 1918. The Czech lands were industrial and secular, the Slovak lands agrarian and religious. Yet after World War I they saw a shared future and seized the moment. Led by philosopher-president Thomas Masaryk, Czechoslovakia became a beacon of democracy in Central Europe. The First Republic thrived. Industry boomed, arts flourished, and people enjoyed rights and lively debate. But beneath the surface, Slovaks sometimes felt overshadowed by the Czechs. Still, for 2 decades, the nation stood as a rare example of liberty and prosperity. Then, the rise of Nazi Germany cast a long shadow. Hitler eyed the Sudetenland, home to many German speakers. Czechoslovakia looked to its allies, Britain and France, for protection. The nation held its breath, hoping the world would stand with them against fascism. But history had other plans. Help never came. In 1938, Britain and France handed the Sudetenland to Hitler at Munich, betraying Czechoslovakia. Nazi troops soon occupied the Czech lands. The Slovak region became a puppet state. The years of World War II brought terror, resistance, and tragedy, like the destruction of Leipzig after the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich. After the war, Czechoslovakia was restored, but the joy was short-lived. The Soviets dominated the East, and by 1948, communists seized power in a coup. The Iron Curtain fell, freedom vanished. Political repression, secret police, and show trials crushed dissent, yet the spirit of the people endured, holding on to culture and the memory of freedom. Beneath the surface, hope simmered, waiting for a chance to rise again. The dream of self-determination was not forgotten. The struggle would continue. In 1968, hope returned with the Prague Spring. Alexander Dubček's reforms brought socialism with a human face. Censorship ended, debate flourished, and optimism soared. But Moscow saw danger. In August, Soviet tanks crushed the movement. The world watched, but did nothing. Czechs and Slovaks responded with civil disobedience, but could not stop the occupation. Dubček was forced to abandon reforms. A period of normalization followed, marked by cynicism and resignation. The brief taste of freedom made its loss even more bitter. Yet the memory of the Prague Spring became a symbol of hope. The seeds of resistance were planted, waiting for the right moment. The dream of freedom endured, quietly, beneath the surface. In 1989, the Velvet Revolution changed everything. A student protest in Prague sparked mass outrage after police violence. Led by Václav Havel and the Civic Forum, hundreds of thousands peacefully demanded change. They jingled keys, a symbol of unlocking freedom. The communist regime, abandoned by Moscow, collapsed in weeks. Havel, once a dissident playwright, became president of a free Czechoslovakia. The transition was swift and peaceful, a revolution without violence. For the first time in decades, Czechs and Slovaks were masters of their fate. The Velvet Revolution proved that unity and non-violence could topple tyranny. A new era of democracy had begun. With freedom restored, old questions of identity resurfaced. Economic and political differences between Czechs and Slovaks grew. Instead of conflict, leaders negotiated a peaceful split, the Velvet Divorce. On January 1, 1993, Czechoslovakia became 2 nations, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. No violence, no bitterness, just careful negotiation and mutual respect. Their peaceful separation stands as a rare example in a world often torn by conflict. The Velvet Divorce teaches that even deep divisions can be resolved through dialogue. It's a lesson in the power of civil discourse over violence. If Czechs and Slovaks could part as friends, perhaps others can too.